Hello everyone and welcome back to Script Sense. Following our Python roadmap and our deep dive into memory and variables, today marks our very first practical class where we finally teach the computer how to speak back to us. But before we jump into the code, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do so now. You don't want to miss a single step in this 2026 Python Masterclass series. Now take a look at the screen. Our focus today is Python's print function. Whenever we write a program, we need a way to see the results of our work. In Python, that job belongs to the print function. As you can see on the slide, this is where you learn how to display text and values on your screen. This is the most fundamental step in your programming journey. Whether you want to show a simple hello world message or check the data stored inside a complex variable, the print function is the essential tool that brings your code to life on the monitor. So, let's get started and see how this function actually works in the editor. The anatomy of print. Now, let's look at what exactly makes up a print function. Think of this as the grammar or the syntax you must follow. First, we have the name. In Python, you must always write the word print in all lowercase letters. Python is very strict about this. If you use a capital P, your code simply won't run. Next, we have the parentheses. Right after the name, you must always add a pair of opening and closing brackets. These parentheses tell Python that print is a function ready to perform an action. Finally, we have the content. This is the most important part. You put whatever you want to display on your screen right inside those parentheses. Whether it's a message, a number, or a variable, it goes in the middle. In short, write the name, add the brackets, and fill in the content. It's that simple. Putting it into practice, the syntax. Now that we know the rules, let's look at the basic formula in action. As you can see on the left, every print statement follows the exact same simple pattern. You type print, open your parentheses, put something inside, and close them. It doesn't matter what that something is, whether it's text, a math calculation, or a piece of data. Whatever is inside those brackets is exactly what Python will process and display on your screen. Let's look at the quick example on the right. If we write print, hello, notice how we've used those double quotes for the text. When you run this code, the magic happens in the output box below. The computer ignores the code part and simply shows you the result, a clean hello, on the screen. This is the foundation of how you will communicate with your users through your programs. If you can master this simple syntax, you've officially written your first piece of functional Python code. Now let's get practical. Let's start by typing print. As I open the parentheses, notice the helpful hints versus code provides. Now I'll add and type our message, hello, Pakistan. Watch what happens when I hit run. We've triggered a syntax error. This occurred because of those extra characters outside the brackets. Python is precise. Even a tiny mistake stops the program. Let's fix it by removing the clutter, leaving only print, hello, Pakistan. Now we run it again. Perfect. You've just successfully written and debugged your first Python program. Moving forward, let's talk about printing plain text, also known as strings. To print text in Python, you must wrap your words in quotes. This tells the interpreter that you are providing a piece of data to display, rather than a command or a variable. As you can see on the slide, you have two main options. You can use double quotes like print, hello world, or single quotes like print, Python is easy. The best part? Both work exactly the same. Python is flexible and treats double and single quotes identically for text output. Just remember to be consistent. If you start a string with a double quote, you must end it with a double quote. Mastering these quotes is your key to displaying any message you want. Choose your style and let's keep coding. Why quotes matter. A common point of confusion for many beginners is knowing when to use quotes. Let's clear that up right now. When you use quotes, as shown in the first example print, score, Python treats the content as literal text. It will display the exact word, score, on your screen, letter for letter. However, when you remove the quotes and simply type print, score, the behavior changes completely. Python no longer sees a word, it sees a variable. It looks into your computer's memory, finds the value currently stored inside the score box, and displays that value instead. To keep it simple, quotes tell Python to show the text exactly as written. No quotes tell Python to look up and show the value inside a variable. Understanding this distinction is vital for controlling your program's output. Keep this rule in mind as we move to the next step. Let's write our first functional line of code. I'll type print, open the parentheses, and use double quotes to wrap our message, hello, Notice how VS Code helps with the syntax. Now we simply move to the top right and click the Run Python File button. Look at the terminal below, there it is. The computer has executed our command and displayed the word, hello. It's a simple, perfect execution. Great job. Now let's add another line. With single quotes I'm typing print, hello Pakistan, directly below our first statement. Notice how each print function handles its own message independently. I'll hit the Run button at the top right and just like that, both messages appear in the terminal, one after the other. It's clean, simple, and perfectly executed. Now let's dive deeper into printing variables. As we've discussed, a variable is essentially a labeled box in your computer's memory that holds a specific value. When you use the print function with a variable, Python performing a specific action, it opens that labeled box and reveals exactly what is stored inside. Let's break this process down into 3 simple steps as shown on the slide. Step 1 is the creation. Here we define our variable by writing score equals 100. At this moment, Python allocates a small space in the RAM, labels it score, and places the number 100 inside it. Step 2 is the execution. When we want to see that value, we write print score. Notice, and this is crucial, that there are no quotes used here. By omitting the quotes, you are telling Python to look for a variable name rather than printing the literal word score. Finally, we see the output. Because Python successfully located the variable in the memory, the screen simply shows 100. This process allows your programs to be dynamic. You can change the value of score at any time, and the same print command will always show the most current information. This is how we display scores in games, balances in banking apps, or names in social media profiles. Understanding this connection between memory and output is a major milestone in your coding journey. Now let's look at how to print a variable. I'll create a variable named Ali and assign it the value 24. Next, I'll use the print function again, but this time, I'm putting the variable name Ali inside the parentheses, no quotes needed. When I hit run, the terminal displays the number 24. Python successfully looked inside the memory, found the value for Ali, and printed it for us. It's that simple to show dynamic data. Printing multiple items. To take our programs to the next level, we often need to display more than one piece of information at a time. This is where printing multiple items becomes essential. As you can see on the slide, the secret to combining items is very simple. Use a comma. In Python, the comma acts as a separator. It allows you to place multiple pieces of data, like a string of text and a variable value, inside the same print function. When the program runs, Python will display each item in the order you listed them. One very helpful feature to remember is that Python automatically adds a single space whenever it encounters a comma in your print statement. This keeps your output clean and readable without any extra effort on your part. Whether you are combining 2 words or 10 different variables, just keep using that comma to bridge them together. Let's see how this works in a real example. Each print starts a new line. Another important behavior to understand is how Python organizes your output vertically. By default, each print call starts a new line. Take a look at the code section on the left. We have 3 separate print statements written one after another. Now look at the output on the right. You'll notice that line 1, line 2, and line 3 aren't bunched together on a single row. Instead, they are stacked perfectly. This is because every time a print function finishes its task, it automatically adds a hidden new line character at the end. This moves the cursor down so the next print statement starts fresh on the very next line. No extra work or special commands needed from you. This built-in formatting ensures your terminal output remains organized and easy for your users to read. Whether you're printing a list of items or a series of instructions, Python handles the spacing for you automatically. Common mistakes to avoid. As you start writing more complex code, it's easy to overlook the small details. Let's talk about the most common mistakes to avoid when using the print function. The most frequent error, especially for those coming from older versions of programming languages, is forgetting the parentheses. As you see on the slide, writing print hello will result in an immediate error. In modern Python, print is a function, and all functions require those opening and closing brackets to execute properly. Think of the parentheses as the container for your message. Without them, Python doesn't know where your command starts or ends. It might seem like a small detail, but being disciplined with your syntax now will save you hours of debugging later. Always double-check that your container is closed before you hit run. Quick summary, final script. We've covered a lot today, so let's do a quick summary of the essential rules for the print function. The purpose: always use print whenever you want to show an output on the screen. It is your primary tool for communication. Text versus strings: wrap your text in either double or single quotes. Both work perfectly, just stay consistent. Variables: to print a variable's value, write the name inside the brackets without quotes. This tells Python to look inside the memory. Combining items: use a comma to combine text and variables in one go. Python will even handle the spacing for you. Automatic formatting: remember that each print call starts on a new line automatically, keeping your terminal clean and organized. Master these 5 points, and you'll have a solid foundation for every Python project you build. Great work on finishing class. Practice these examples, and I'll see you in the next session. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a like and share it with anyone starting their coding journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new lesson. For more step-by-step Python content and tech tips, you can also follow me on my social pages.